Hey everybody, Linda Rodriguez from PrepareBeforeDisaster.com. This is my second video in a two-part series regarding tsunamis. And I just want to clarify something. In my first video I had said that my second video would talk about ways to, as far as when to evacuate. But I kind of really covered that, I think, more in my first video than my second. But it's definitely in there, and I think it's kind of intermingled with the second one, so I just wanted to clarify that. But right now on this video, what we're going to talk about is how to survive a tsunami. And so there's a couple of things here that I want to share with you, and one is, protect yourself during an earthquake. Move to high ground or inland as soon as you can. Stay there until you've been told by authorities or emergency personnel that it's safe to leave. And remember that tsunamis can last 8 hours or longer. So just because we've had one wave doesn't mean it's time for you to go back. You've already gotten yourself out of the situation, so stay safe, stay in a safe zone until the authorities tell you that it's safe to leave. And then, start now to prepare. How well you prepare will affect how well you recover. And by preparing for earthquakes and tsunamis, you're automatically preparing yourself for other types of disasters. So that's good. What you do now will mushroom out for other types of situations that you might encounter as far as disasters. One is find out if you live, work, or play in a tsunami zone. And if you do, then you need to make sure that you check with your city, your county, your region as to evacuation routes. And then once you find that evacuation route, you want to have at least one primary route and one secondary route. And you want to walk that route. Walk it in the daytime, walk it at night. If you're going to walk it at night, maybe walk with a buddy. But you're going to encounter maybe different things in the daylight than you are at nighttime. So you want to walk it, you want to be comfortable with it, you want to know what kinds of hazards you may encounter on that evacuation route, bridges that could be out, downed power lines, what have you. So walk it, make sure that you're comfortable with it and that you know it. Prepare a kit, an evacuation kit, which I call a grab-and-go bag. And really, again, it's for any scenario. And when you're packing your grab-and-go bag, you want to remember that whatever the event or the situation that's happened, whether it's a tsunami or an earthquake or what have you, you could be affected by 3 or more days. So the recommendation is that you pack for at least 3 days worth of supplies. And so the types of things that you're going to want to have in that grab-and-go bag are going to be water, snacks / food, your important documents, a flashlight with extra batteries, medications, a hand crank radio. There are hand crank radios out there that also have attached onto the radio where it's a radio, it's a flashlight, it's a siren, it charges your cell phone, and I really like those kind because they're a multifunctional unit. And as I've said before, you want to consider your weight when you're packing this bag because you may be carrying it on your back. So if you can find something that's going to give you multi-functions, that's awesome. So definitely, if you're going to carry a radio, then don't just carry a radio. Carry a radio that's going to give you more functions than just a radio. You also want to have a silver space blanket. One for warmth, but two, you can also use the space blanket to let aircraft rescue personnel know what your location is. So again, something else that does 2 functions is great. And you want to keep this bag near a door, in your hallway closet that's right near a door, but you want it to be accessible. You want your family members to know where it is because it's just that. It's a grab-and-go bag. Somebody comes by, or you get a phone call, or you get a text, or what have you, that it's time to evacuate, and you want to be able to get to that bag quickly, grab it, and go. Hence the name grab-and-go bag. So definitely do that, make sure that your family knows where it is. And when you're making your grab and go bag, realize that you may need to have more than one grab and go bag depending on the size of your family, because you're packing that bag with enough food and water for your family. And just talking on that note very quickly, if you go onto my website, which is preparebeforedisaster.com, I do have videos there which talk about water, quantities per person, how to purify water, food quantities, first aid items. So this kit, whether it be a grab and go bag or a car kit or your home emergency kit, has really been broken down into small, very doable segments for you. And the whole purpose of that is that once you watch this video or any of my videos, I want you to be able to get up from that video and say, I'm going to go make a car kit. I'm going to go make a grab and go bag. And if I don't have everything I need, then I can write those 3 items or whatever it is that I'm missing on my list and get them the next time I go shopping. So that's my intent for keeping it brief, keeping it small segments of these emergency kits. So it's very doable for you to finish the video and then go get it done, because I want you to do that follow through action. I don't want you to just watch the videos. I want you to follow through and make the kits and do the preparation so that you can be prepared and be safe. And so, again, going back to, your kit and your evacuation routes. Your evacuation route, again, consider you may be walking it at night, you may be walking it in bad weather, and you most likely will be walking it on foot. You most likely will not be driving your evacuation route. So, if you live, play, or work in a tsunami zone, and you get, whether it's the natural warning sign or you get the officials warning sign, and you need to go, you need to get inland and you need to get to higher ground, and you need to do it as soon as possible. So have a couple of different evacuation routes, and most definitely have an evacuation route or 2 that is by foot. And once you've determined those evacuation routes, make sure that your whole family knows what this evacuation route is and walk it with your family. But also you want to predetermine a location where you're going to, a final destination where all of your family or your loved ones are going to meet up. And make sure that everybody knows where that is. And if for some reason you can't get to that location, or a family member, loved one can't get to that location, then you want to make sure that you have an out-of-town contact. And for the sole purpose that if Susie or Jane or Tom or whoever cannot get, they're okay and they're fine, but they can't get to the location that you are where the family is meeting up, you want them to be able to contact that out-of-state contact and let them know that they're okay. And then in turn, you're going to contact that out-of-state person, and you're going to know that they're okay, and you're going to know where they're at, and ultimately the 2 of you will reconnect. But gives you a lot of peace of mind in the situation to know where your loved ones are and to know that they're okay. So make sure that all of your family members know who this contact is, how to get a hold of them, and by all means make sure that your out-of-state contact, whether it be family, friend, knows that you have designated them as your out-of-state contact. Also, you want to share all of these plans that you have, whether it's evacuation, your meeting destination afterwards, with your family, with your coworkers, with your neighbors. And then you want to make plans for any family members that have additional special needs. You want to have medication, you want to have any medical equipment that you might need. You also want to know if you have any mobility issues, if you need help transporting that person. How are you going to transport them? Who do you need to transport them? Do you need medical equipment? Can you get a friend or a family member to prearrange that they will help you to transport this person? So very important when you have somebody with special needs to plan ahead of time and make sure that you've got all your I's dotted and your T's crossed. Also, you're going to want to make sure that you allow yourself extra time for your evacuation route if you have someone with special needs, because it may take you longer to get to the point of safety that you need to get to. And you also want to remember your pets. You want to make sure that you have a carrying case for your pets, and you want to include food or water for your pets as well. And so, as I've said on all of my videos, I have said it, I'll say it, I'll continue to say it, your best protection is to be prepared. So you want to, do all of the things in these videos that I've talked about, which is to, know what a tsunami is, know how when you see a natural, what do I want to say? When you see a natural warning sign, know that that's what you're seeing so that you can react to it. Or if the officials, the radio, the TV, whatever says, it's time to evacuate, know what to do, know where to go, know what you're going to do. It'll keep you from being panicked, it'll keep your family from being panicked, and it'll get you to a safe destination quicker and safer. So again, this video, all of my videos are on my website, which is preparebeforedisaster.com. I hope you go on there, you check it. I hope you share it with your friends and families because we want them to be safe and prepared as well. And until next time, be safe, be prepared. Bye-bye.